Sorry, we're just waiting for Stephen here to really get himself together. So sorry, listeners, but the Filibusters intro will be to you in 3, 2.
Hello, and welcome along to the Filibusters. Yeah, it's the Filibusters show here. It's the Filibusters show here on the radio. You can text us, you probably can't because you don't even have a telephone. Who knows? It's going to get here and then who knows? It's lying here and then lying here. Lahi. Oh God Almighty, it's Leahy. Oh God Almighty, he's a great man. Fair play to him. It's the Filibusters show here on the radio.
And you're listening to Comedy Hour with the Filibusters on Limerick City Community Radio. You can contact us through... Adam, how can you...
You can get us on text, so you can, on 083 44 66655 as usual. You can phone us on 061 590 999, but don't do that because we don't want to talk to you. Twitter at the Filibusters or at LCCR1. We'll be honest with you, we're not going to look at the at LCCR1 one because we
have
like,
it blacked up with the Filibuster.
Yeah, we like branding, so get onto us on our page or we don't care. Email at studio@lccr.ie, but we would rather talk to you on Facebook, so get onto us on Facebook. The Filibusters Comedy Hour, the Filibusters Dublin, the Filibusters Ulalala, the Filibusters Dublin, or Filibusters Blind Pig. We'll get you on any of them. There's no guarantee we'll care, but say something anyway.
I think it's about time, lads. It's gone on long enough. I think it's about time we chimed in on this. I think it's about time the Filibusters came in and tried to sort out the Garth Brooks debacle.
It needed to be said, Stephen. It needed to be said.
We've waited, we've sat back long enough, but it looks like it's never going to be fixed. So I think it's about time somebody really stepped up to the plate and tried to sort it out.
Well, my opinion with Garth Brooks is that he will bring conflict to a resolution amongst warring factions. You know, people like the Dublin City Residents Committee and the Dublin City Mayor. If there's trouble there, he will sort that trouble. Now, I don't know where places in the world might be having trouble. I don't know. I think we should send him to Gaza.
Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah. We'll send him to Gaza's house. No, we'll send him to Gaza.
He's there with a six-pack and some drumsticks.
And he will sort that out.
Some men for the sorting out, all right.
Telling you, he's...
Gareth.
Yeah,
Gareth.
He's a diplomat, Gareth.
I mean, no, but like saying that, you could send Gaza into Gaza. I mean, like, he'll talk the lads down, exactly.
You could bring in a box of chicken and some beer.
Six-pack.
Can we send Gaza and what's your man, Ross Kemp? Gaza and Ross Kemp go to Gaza. No, I think we should send Garth Brooks out to Gaza. But you'd have a gig and they'd all go, yeah, that's it, we're friends now.
In low places.
Bring it together like Dublin City Council and the Residents Association of Croke Park. Not.
So, or we could send the Dublin City Residents Association to Gaza.
Yes.
We could. They could object to it.
If you have a funny bourgeois opinion on things that are going on in the Middle East, please text us on 083 44 66655. Or don't, because we don't care.
And make sure if you put in your text, make sure you know nothing about the conflict in detail at all.
Yep.
Just like the small opinions that us Irishmen have.
Yeah, your qualifications need to be that you think Gaza is a footballer and Manuel Labour is a Spanish footballer.
I get it.
So, tell me, gentlemen, how has your weeks been?
Slow and really upsetting. No, it was good. I was at a barbecue today in the sun and I was stripped away from that to come to this. But I'm having a laugh so far. It's been a good sunny Sunday.
They timed it well because it was like lash and rain the last 3 days.
They did time it well. I was kind of thinking, oh, it's raining. I don't know what's going to go on with this. But yeah, great laugh. Fair play to them, lads. Are they listening? Text us if you are. 083 44 66655.
Yeah.
You're really plugging that one fairly heavy.
I'm the number because I want to text in. I haven't had a text in ages.
They obviously have a radio on at the party. Oh, he's there, Adam. Hey, oh, it's brilliant. He was here like an hour ago.
Yeah, I was like the local celebrity at the party. They were like, oh, Adam, you know, how are your comedy gigs and plays going? I'm like, oh, peasants, don't talk to me. I'm wearing sunglasses.
That's why you had your sunglasses on. You didn't want to talk to them.
You're back on now.
Today is Dara's cleaning day.
Today was my cleaning day, and also it was not just my cleaning day. It was my getting fit day. And
Oh yeah, what you do? Tell us. Dish.
I did a bit of running. That kind of walking, but your feet aren't at the ground at the same time at a fast pace. I was doing that, but I'm not very good at it. Because
Where'd you go running?
I went running around
On his feet.
On my feet. Run off my feet, but basically around the corner. I know I'm doing a circular motion with my hand, and it's very vague, but kind of down towards the east at KDUL, and then round towards Milford Grange, then up at the traffic lights, then back. And I haven't run it fully yet, but I'm going to get there. And I feel
Fair
great.
play.
And I feel great for the day.
Yeah, it makes you feel great. There's nothing like a bit of running to kind of cheer you up. I was thinking of myself that I really need to, but I'd like to start doing it early in the morning if I'm going to do it.
That's exactly what I did.
See, Stephen, we talked about this the other day. You said when you're running, you go on into an almost meditative state. I don't agree. It's really bloody boring.
No, it only goes into a meditative state if you are not.
You said once you get past
if you're
stamina,
fit.
yeah.
If you're fit.
But when you run, do you use headphones and listen to music?
I
Yep.
do, yeah.
I don't. I kind of don't listen to music when I'm doing anything, except listening to music.
Yeah.
I used to listen to music when I went running. Running was grand, but it was very much a challenge. And people go, "Yeah, you go into this meditative state, or you just go into a state of coolness, and you run, and you just think." And I'm like, "No, you don't. You look at a bum in front of you, or you go, "Wow, I'm really tired."
Yeah, you can do
That's
that
it.
too. Yeah, I had to listen
do you
to the same kind of album over and over and over again.
What album was it?
Tchaikovsky's Third Movement.
There was 3 that I was listening to. It was Graceland by
good
Paul
one.
Simon,
Not a good running one.
The Kinks,
Not a good running one either.
and Mumford and Sons. First
Not a
album.
good running one.
You
Okay.
really want some Mastodon. That's what you want.
They're a band that I like, but not a band I'd listen to very often. But
Why are
ones
they
that
not good
for
running songs?
Rage Against the Machine, great running.
I wanted though kind of this.
Do you want
nice
to be running
pleasurable
along?
Run.
You want to be running along for what's it called? Steamboat Key. What's the key done by the classics?
Merchant's Key.
Your Merchant's Key. You want to be running along that, thinking maybe there's a reason to believe that we'll all be received in Graceland. Is that your image of the sun setting and seagulls flying and swans just swimming along, and you're going, "We will all be."
But yeah, you'd be running along and you just go into a kind of a state of zen. It's like Graceland, Graceland. See, I'm going to Graceland. Yeah, no, it's very very relaxing to do that. And to listen to and also it's great because you kind of go, right, but I want to be back by the time this album is over. So you kind of go,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is about.
So
an
if
hour
you're
long
running
now.
down by Merchant's Key, do you run down by Merchant's Key?
No, I used to do 10Ks pretty much
what's
daily.
my question would
Really?
be, what's your route?
I would run from my own house in Castle Connell down around
Don't tell the plebs where you live.
through the village, up to the footbridge, across the footbridge, down around in towards Clonlara village and back to Castle
okay.
Connell.
And you ran 10k non-stop.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
how
did
long
that
ago was
once,
this?
and it was very,
This
very
is-
hard.
This is about 2 years ago.
I mean, I can't even run.
2-3
I run just about a kilometre, but then I have to stop and walk for 2 minutes, and then I keep going.
Yeah.
Do you
I
know what
could
I
probably
really don't like is those women who go running and anyone who runs in groups, but it's mostly women who run in groups because
Yeah.
men running seems to be a solitary thing. But you can tell they're out running to be sociable. And I
It's
kind of
not
get the
sociable.
feeling that they only run when they know people are watching, and every other time they just stop.
Mm.
And they go, "Oh, there's no one here for about half a mile. Let's just walk this and talk about cheesecake." And then, go, "Oh, high populated area. Let's run and look tired." Like, no.
And I was just like, oh
You're
no,
just,
this
you're just there to make me feel bad.
this new vegan diet that I'm on solely.
What ancestor are you?
No, it's supposed to be eating this vegan diet solely of like, right, okay, right, get to it. Solely of like, I don't know, soup dragons and spinach, and then they actually go home and eat a massive cake. But yes, no, I get that. But also, do you ever see the people who like they're not? I get old people like the guy we saw earlier on today. But you know the people who just run really slowly. It's like slower than walking, but it's technically jogging.
Oh, like that guy in the shell suit we saw earlier on.
Yeah, but like, but not old. I mean, like 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was decrepit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've seen people like in their 30s and they're actually doing that. Like, just run normally.
It's hard though. Running, I mean, I smoke a lot, so I think, okay, I run over it really quickly.
Yeah, I'm very unfit at the minute, so I don't think I'd get far, but...
Filibusters, Weight Watchers. 3446655.
Tune in each week and we'll tell you we've lost weight.
Couch to 5K at 9 p.m. every Sunday.
Stephen, I need some music.
Okay, I'm going to play Donnchadh versus Scroobius Pip. Thou shalt not kill.
Great job. Go.
And that was Donnchadh versus Scroobius Pip.
An excellent song, which I love so
Really
much.
good song. Yeah, we were just
True.
talking in the middle there, the breakdown bit where it goes, the Beatles just a band, Block Party just a band. I think that's because he's obviously trying to break down idols and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that whole
Exactly. It's like the thing with like, because I'm a grown up and now I'm a big fan of Nirvana. But there was a good quote there when somebody said, "Oh, are Nirvana overrated?" And he said they weren't when they were around, but they are now. Because like there's a whole kind of Jesus Messiah complex, or not complex, but thing associated with like Kurt Cobain, like, you know, and that he's one of these fallen idols and he didn't get to fulfill his potential. But they were a great band, but they weren't like, they're up there as like the greatest bands of all time, and they're not like.
Nirvana.
Yeah.
Pretty good though.
Oh no, I'm a big fan, but I know their limitations.
Stop putting them down, Dan.
Technically,
Nirvana are
like,
a good band.
Alright, okay.
musically, they're not the greatest band, but socially, they would definitely be really, really up there.
Oh, for like importance to just the impact they made in general. Because see, they weren't that revolutionary, even in their own genre. They wrote good songs, but a lot of bands wrote good songs. They didn't come around at the right time, and Nirvana just happened to do it. And then they had that tragic story as well.
Yeah.
But I love Nirvana, so I'm not putting them down.
Well,
Stop putting them down, Dan.
Wouldn't put a man down.
From the olds to the news. Segue.
That was a glorious attempt at a segue.
Bring us the news.
Yeah, our first news story is a German teen flooded a club toilet in a futile hunt for lost mobile phone. This young gentleman, he was a 16-year-old named Klein Hesp, and he...
Klein Hesp.
Klein Hesp.
Klein means small.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Shut up, Klein.
Climbing.
Klein.
Klein, what does that mean?
Kleiner means small.
There's
what's
Klein,
What does
like
Hesp,
Calvin.
What does Hesp mean?
Hesp, I've no idea.
Wait, so Calvin Klein means little Calvin?
Could be.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go on.
Anyhow, so basically, this dude, he dropped his phone into a pond of water, and he wanted to get it back, but he knew the phone would be broken, but he wanted to get the SIM card because he wanted to get his contacts and his pictures off it and whatnot. So he went and got a pump and attached the pump, put one end of the pump in the toilet, one in the pond. The toilet was in a local fishing club, and started it up because he thought he'd be able to empty a 1.8 million litre pond to get his phone back. But it transpired that the toilet wasn't hooked up to a sewerage system and was in fact just hooked up to a septic tank,
Yeah.
a 1,000 litre septic tank. So he tried to put 1.8 million litres of pond into a 1,000 litre septic tank, and basically overwhelmed the tank, and sewage flooded across the fishing club.
I don't get this, Klein, if you're listening. I don't know if we're allowed to say knob on the radio, but what, like, do you know what I mean?
When we were talking about, like,
what did he expect would happen? He went, right, here is a sewage system. I am going to pump 1.8 million litres and expect my phone to shoot out like a bloody rocket out of the toilet. What was he going to do? Go, right, and I run around and grab the phone as it comes out. What was his thinking behind it?
Why not just take off your trousers and wade in and pick it up?
Well, just put your hand in it. You don't need to take your trousers out to put your arm down the toilet.
I assume it wasn't down the toilet, his phone.
Was it in the pond?
It was in
toilet.
the pond.
Just get in the pond!
Yeah,
Wait,
get in the
what?
pond. That was the obvious
Okay.
thing. He dropped it in the pond.
Why was he dropping his phone in the pond? dropping your phone in the toilet is a lot more feasible, to be honest.
It is more feasible, I'll give it that. But anyhow, he was talking to the new Osnabrücker Zeitung newspaper, and he told them that it almost worked. That was
almost
the
worse than
doozy.
that news piece we had a couple of weeks ago about the fella going off to Syria who was a great lad.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was mad for the drink.
Yeah.
It almost worked. Really? What part of it almost worked? That water drained from the pond? That
Yeah.
you got your phone back? What almost worked, Klein? Please text into 083 44
You completed none of your objectives there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed another 1,800,
And-
1,799
And also-
septic tanks, I think.
Yeah.
Why is the
Good sciencing there.
Why is the toilet a key feature in this story if he dropped it in a pond? And
There was no need. There's no need for the
You
toilet.
got this
Why is
story
the
by
toilet
the hat.
first?
No, he tried to empty the pond into the toilet.
Yeah.
This is what happened. He dropped his phone in the pond, wanted to get into the pond to get his phone back. So he tried to empty the pond into a toilet
That is.
using a pump.
It's insane. Like, just get in the pond.
Okay, listeners, if you have anything to say to Klein, because I'm sure he's listening, text in on 083 44 or get us on any of the filibusters. We would love to know what you think of Klein.
Yeah.
Was he on some kind of hallucinogenic? Oh,
I think-
my phone is at the bottom of this small pond. Okay, if it's a small pond, you should just wade in. If it's a big pond, what the hell is he trying to flush the whole thing? It makes no sense.
Where did he get this big pipe to go from the pond to the toilet?
Where did he get the pump?
He had to borrow this stuff from someone.
Do you think one of his friends would have went, Klein, look, known you a while, man, you've done some weird things, but maybe leave this one off.
Over to the neighbours.
I can imagine if he had been successful, since it almost worked. If he had been successful, you can imagine all the little fishes at the bottom of the
There was
flapping around.
Ponds are a great laugh for me because I've only been to Kilkenny. We were in Kilkenny. We were in this particular park in the castle in Kilkenny. And one thing we used to do with the pond is we sneak in the summer and put fairy washing up like within in the fountain.
Who you devils?
Because it would go underneath into the suction pump and spit bubbles out the top of it, and then the whole fountain would be filled with bubbles. And the
How old were you?
rose garden, 16 or something.
You had a more idyllic
I had a very
childhood.
childhood growing up in the main street to Kilkenny, kid.
Yeah.
And it was a laugh.
They do it every year in Newell, though, in that little fountain. there.
Oh, but it's nowhere near as big as you've seen the fountain in the Rose Garden in Kilkenny. It's huge. Like it's,
Yeah.
imagine that filled to the brim with bubbles. Klein, you got nothing on me, kid.
I beg your pardon. I never promised
They
you a
had to
rose
drain
garden.
the fountain as well, which was the funny part. Because we went back the next day and the fountain was completely dry of water and like, damn those pesky kids.
Actually, you know the fountains down in Newell?
Yeah.
Two of my friends, this is 2004, I'd say, 2003 maybe.
They don't have names, therefore libel doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. And they were in a college, and they went in and they drank some of the water, and around the same amount time as that, they both got TB.
Oh.
Wait, say that again? What?
Yeah.
What happened?
They went into a fountain and drank some, two friends of mine. They went in the fountain, drank some water, and about the same time, they both got TB. Had to be in hospital for like 2 or 3 weeks.
What
Wow.
bonkers?
Yeah.
They must have felt like complete and utter.
Yeah, students, yeah, let's strip off, yeah. Oh, I could actually die.
Ah, damn, the TB.
The TB.
I never thought about the TB.
It's like Angela's ashes. I didn't know the consumption would take me.
So, next bit of news. Mysterious woman in black walks 1,000 kilometers across America but refuses to reveal why. There was this woman who walked all the way
Did they ask her?
Yes, they did, and she wouldn't reply. She walked all the way from Virginia to... she walked across Georgia, Tennessee, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio to end up in Winchester, which is in Ohio, I think. And loads of people... It was an internet campaign. It was huge. People were like... It was a... like hashtag woman in black. She was making her way, and people were asking her. She was wearing like a sari. What do you know what the Muslims wear? What do you call them?
Hijabs, is it?
Hijab. Yeah, she was wearing something akin to that, and essentially she. Long story short, she was a woman whose husband and father were killed in consecutive years in war in Iraq, and basically got a little upset. So every now and then she goes on months and months of a walk. just
Kind of a
across
Forrest Gump
America.
thing.
And
Yeah,
that's
I was thinking that as well.
why I brought this news piece up, because it's exactly like Forrest Gump.
Mm.
She just goes on, I kept on walking. And then I got there and I felt tired, so I went home. But it's wonderful that she, like 80,000 people joining a Facebook page to go, who's this woman in black? She wouldn't tell him why she was walking, wouldn't tell him what's going on. She just walks.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the Humans of New York Facebook
Oh,
page?
that's great. Yeah.
No,
But now they've got a Humans of Ireland one.
but they have humans
And
of everything.
It's inevitably awful.
Have you been on it?
Yeah.
But what is it? Do they just talk to people? Is it?
Okay, well, we'll take the humans in New York as a model and assume humans of Ireland is the same.
Okay.
This one person, maybe it's a group of people by now, will go up to, say, Dara Fitzgerald or Dara Fitzgerald sitting in a park, and they'll say, can I take a picture of you? Tell me something about you. And you'll say something about you going, oh, I'm Dara, I'm studying this, I'm studying that. And they'll post your picture with your little story on Facebook, and people will share it and like it. And it's just little human instances.
Yeah, you have to say something kind of interesting, like, I've been sitting here since I got out of jail. Or
Will I pull one up?
that's
Yeah, no, I get it. No, because I think I know there was something else. There was a guy and he had like, I don't know, a cat in his head.
yeah. The gentleman with the cat in his head was a human of New York.
Yeah, and he said, did he say something like, I tried doing this, but then I also tried with a cat in my head, and it was much better with the cat in my head.
Yeah, he said
Something
that,
like
he said that a cat in your head is worth way more than a cat in your shoulder.
That was it, yeah.
But yeah, the Humans of New York. But yeah, they had one on the Humans of Ireland, and it was a dude from I think DCU, and they asked him to say something, he wouldn't.
Silence.
Some outlet, and I was like, this is kind of awkward.
Yeah.
One of the most self-indulgent ones I've ever seen is they had a picture of a man sitting with a laptop in Central Park, and they went up and asked him what he was doing, and he was looking at Humans in New York, and they posted that. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of pointless.
Yeah. Did you see that? Sorry to go off topic a bit, but did you see the whole photo thing between Ryan Gosling and Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, what happened?
It's they seem to have this little game that they play with each other. Like one day, I think it was Macaulay Culkin was spotted with a Ryan Gosling T-shirt, and then like a couple of days later, Ryan Gosling was spotted with a photo of that T-shirt on his T-shirt, and then a couple of days later, Macaulay Culkin was spotted with a photo of him wearing that T-shirt on that T-shirt, and it's gone about 6 deep now. You can look down. There's the first one; it just expands into a load of T-shirts.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to go straight from the news because time is running quick. We might come back to news if we have some time later, but first, we've got the quiz. The quiz. Oh, John's not here this week. He always brings the theme tune for the news. I just forgot we've lost the theme tune from the news. Dum 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 dum. This week's quiz, because I'm running out of the themes very quickly, is 90s sitcoms.
Woo!
Yay!
The old men that we are.
So, beat the filibusters. That's the theme. You've listened to us enough by now. You know what it is. We're going to ask you 5 questions about 90s TV shows, and if you can get more correct than the 2 filibusters here, you win 2 tickets to see our show in Dolan's at the end of this month, which is usually quite pricey. So you can come see it for free. If you want to text in with the answers, 083 44 666 or get us on any of our Facebook pages. Lads, get out of my studio and I'll give them these questions.
Okay, good luck to you, Adam.
Bye.
Right. Question number 1. Which TV show starred Woody Harrelson, Ted Danson and Kirstie Alley? Question number 2. In Friends, what doesn't Joey share? Question number 3. In Will and Grace, what was flamboyant character Jack's one-man show called? Number 4. Mayim Balik, star of 90s show Blossom, is now in which current nerdy sitcom? There's a little hint for you. And number 5. In The Simpsons, what is Milhouse's middle name? We will get to the answers and we will give the questions again later on in the show. Listen in, get your answers, beat the filibusters. And now we'll bring the lads back. Lads, get back in. You didn't hear any of that, did you? Because that would really ruin the purpose of me telling the
No, we
audience
were
the questions.
out there.
You were
In the
definitely
cone of silence.
But you definitely left the studio. Right?
Oh yeah, we. Oh
That
no,
would
no.
be-
It's,
We went to the
that'd
cone
be-
of silence.
yeah, it was cold out there.
I'd be scared if you didn't leave.
Yeah. Dara licked my nipple in the cone of silence.
Oh,
did
well,
ya?
that's grand so. And now it is 21, 27. So it is time for some film and TV.
Wow!
Film and TV.
Dara, you're a big film buff. Have you seen anything recently that is interesting?
I'm just trying to think now. What did I see? Oh, I rewatched Captain America 2. And I think it's actually my favorite Marvel film. I'm not a huge. Well,
I'm going to turn off his mic.
Why? What's your favorite Marvel film? What?
Dara had to leave very suddenly.
Yeah.
We apologise about that, but
Thought he was going to talk about Marvel films for a while.
my favourite Marvel film, Avengers or the new Spider-Man.
I haven't seen the new Spider-Man, but
And then his mic goes down again.
you're a bad man. No, everybody that I've talked to seems to enjoy it, but I know nothing about it. And
It's just Captain America is such a boring, straight-laced lump.
No, but see, like if you think about the rest of the Avengers, is that they're kind of, it's hard to have them in danger, really. Like, I mean, like,
No, it's not.
When you've got like Thor, he's kind of, I never liked Thor kind of as a film character anyway. I just think he's much more boring than Captain America. At least with Captain America, even though he has this good guy thing, he's kind of, in a sense, he's a kind of fish out of water. He comes from a different time, but also
Thor's from a different planet.
yeah, but it's not kind of, it's not grounded enough. I don't think it's kind of hard.
You can't get a bigger
peeked
fish
through
out of water than the Hulk. The Hulk is a human who turns green and gets massive.
But then
They're all
again,
fish out of water.
But then again, he's too powerful. Like.
Dangerous.
He's kind of. It's the same thing happens in like the Justice League and whatever. Especially Superman. Superman is like they have to find things for him to fight because he's just got every power. Like I mean, when you had like the 40s or the 50s, the only powers he didn't have, the ones the writers didn't think of yet. I mean, like he just had every power. Like okay, he could shapeshift at the walls, blah blah blah. And you're always trying to find things for him to battle against, for him to struggle against. And I think with Captain America, at least, okay, you say that he's boring and, you know, he's fairly straight-laced, but it's him adjusting to a different time. But also, it's this weird kind of espionage, kind of conspiracy theory thing, which also, it's interesting that they had, what's his face in it? Your man out of A Few Good Men.
Was he one of the good men?
Yes, he was. But also, no, it's your man. He's the bad guy in Captain America 2. Robert Redford, yeah. He was in all those kind of conspiracy movies from like the 70s.
All the President's Men, you should have
All
said.
the President's Men, not all
That
the
would have
men.
been. That would have been the one to go.
Yes,
to
the one it was about the newspaper, and what's his name was in it as well. Okay, this is stagnating anyway. But
Yeah,
anyway,
go on.
that's the film. That's the film that I saw, and I think it's my favorite Marvel film.
Cool.
And also, on another point, I think every time that I watch the Avengers, I actually like it a little less.
Yeah, I understand.
No, Avengers is brilliant. I watched a movie this week. I'm totally behind the curve.
For fuck's sake.
If you're listening, turn off your phones or call us on 08344 66655. I watched a film yesterday. I'm totally behind the curve, as I've said already, because it was one of the Oscar movies, but it was called Her.
It's a very good film,
written
yeah.
and directed by Spike Jonze. The soundtrack was done by the Arcade Fire, which is really cool. It's got Joaquin Phoenix, Scarlett Johansson and Amy Adams. And it's a wonderful depiction of what you probably want to call a dystopia, but you can't. Because it's essentially a really idealistic future. But it has to be dystopia because it's all slightly warped. All the people are turning into real technophiles. And it's about how a man gets involved with this computer operating system which becomes sentient, and therefore they can have a relationship, and the whole thing progresses this way. But it's an autonomy. It's a vehicle for explaining his divorce, his breakup, because he's trying to get over his breakup, which inevitably went as most human relationships do. I'm getting very philosophical now. As most human relationships do, is that they moved on in different directions and they grew apart, and that's essentially what happens also with his computer operating system. So the overall message is that the human mind state is fleeting and it will grow one way or another, so relationships are hard to sustain. And it was,
he fell in love
lovely.
with his Tamagotchi.
But watch that. It's got lovely colours. If you like Wes Anderson, you will really like this.
Yeah.
Because there's lovely colours. Everything is designed really well. The script is fantastic. The story is very well thought
Well
out.
acted too.
Yeah, it's good. And if Stephen likes it, then her.
And it's good.
Her.
I like that.
Hey! What are we at now? Go on.
I'm watching Elementary at the moment.
What, my dear Watson, is it good?
Don't call me Watson. Played by Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu, yeah.
It is actually brilliant. Really enjoyable. If you like House,
What kind of house?
the medical drama thing that starred Hugh Laurie, you'll really like this because essentially they're pretty much the same character, only they've pulled him out of the hospital. I was getting very sick of House.
Incidentally, House is based on Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yep.
The Sherlock Holmes is better. I was getting sick of looking at House inside in that hospital, and then like there's only a amount you can do inside in a hospital either.
Well, Igor went on for like 10 years. There's loads you can do.
Like
no, cancer again.
It was pretty much and it wasn't ever cancer. It was always
always cancer in House. House always.
no.
Came back
It
to
was
cancer.
What was the thing that he always said it was, but it never was? Lupus. That was it.
It was always bloody lupus.
I remember one episode, it's like, it finally is lupus. A friend of mine said, it's just, before I knew what it was, I said, oh no, I think I might have lupus, like, and it's some weird, strange disorder, like,
It's a bone. It's a bone degenerative thing.
Is that what it is?
I think it might
No,
be.
anyway, and I thought, like, the only lupus things I've heard of, like, were werewolves. And I said, is he turned into a werewolf? But, is he turned into, lupine?
That's LUPI as opposed to LUPU.
But it sounds like it. Therefore,
I've
my
never
confusion.
heard of that either.
Oh, no, lupus is an autoimmune disease where the body's immune system becomes hyperactive and attacks normal, healthy tissue. This results in symptoms such as inflammation, swelling, and damage to the joints, skin, kidneys, blood in the heart, and lungs.
Yeah, he was always saying it was lupus anyway.
Yeah.
And also, there was things like, somebody's gone into the hospital shooting, or, there's a big storm, or, they couldn't just run the hospital on a day-to-day basis.
But it's annoying as well, especially when you're watching House, and he looks out from this tiny, small symptom that somebody has, and then it turns out to be a serious illness, and he's like, right, I have that now.
But that's the point. That's the Sherlock Holmesian part of it, that he will take little things and go, haha, I know, I'm a genius, because they could have died if it wasn't for my...
It was a good idea, but they just went too long with it.
But in Sherlock, you don't automatically think like, this guy left a little note on this, I must be a murderer. Like, but when I watch House, I think I've got every disease that I have it. Like, I remember the second episode, it was a kid who was sitting on a bench, and he had his legs out, and every so often his leg would just kind of kick like that, a knee-jerk reaction like that, and it turns out he had a serious illness.
Yeah,
and I get that the whole time. I'm like, oh no, I haven't.
I have Inspector House disease.
No, crack
What'll House tell me I have this week?
So, recommendations for the week.
Yeah.
Give us recommendations.
Well, my recommendation is watch Elementary. Give it a start and give it a finish. Very good.
I can give you like 6 recommendations, but they're all animes, and
We only want one.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
God.
Watch. Oh, a new one that's out. It's called The Coffin Princess. It's very good.
Sounds awful.
Cool. The one I want to recommend is an animated television show. It's a cartoon show, but it's like
Sounds awful.
it's not anime. It's just normal, like The Simpsons, or whatever.
Okay,
It's an
back
Adult
inside.
Swim thing, and it's called Rick and Morty. It's about a genius grandfather who moves back in with his daughter and her husband and her family. His name is Rick. His grandson is Morty. And they go travelling throughout time and the universe together. It's very, very crude. Very also crudely animated, but absolutely hilarious. And halfway through the series, they get to this horrible existential doubt mixed with a great song by Matthew Dara. I wish we had it today. We'll bring it along next week. And it's hilarious, but this one moment of depression throughout the whole thing is really interesting to watch, because you're like, wow, where did that fit in?
It's kind of like when people talk about Adventure Time, and that the more goes on, the more it actually talks about the world that they're in, and it's some weird kind of post-apocalyptic world for a kind of cutesy kind of kids TV show that adults like.
Oh, but this is an adult's cartoon.
Right, is it? Okay.
So watch it, Rick and Morty. You'll get it somewhere. We're not encouraging anything bad.
Get
Get it on television.
Did you ever see a program called The Life and Times of Tim?
Yes, I did. Is the first episode the one where he brings the prostitute home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just hilarious.
It's kind of, I do get kind of annoyed by it sometimes, because it's kind of very, very slow moving. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you kind of, So Tim, yeah, you came into work late today. Yeah, the trouble with the wife, and it goes on. But like, the more you watch it, like, you know, then the humor comes out. But sometimes, like, oh god, no, my childlike brain can't handle this. I need some more action.
I think it's fantastic, and that would be another good recommendation for the week.
But the very first episode is good.
There we are. Right, I'm going to recap the quiz questions. You guys can hear it this time.
Hooray.
We'll play a tune first.
We'll play a song after we get this,
Okay.
and then we'll do it again later. Okay, so again, if you want to pay close attention, and we'll give you the contact details in a few minutes. Question number 1: the TV show which TV show starred Woody Harrelson, Ted Danson, and Kirstie Alley? I'll give you a further hint. It started in 1983 and finished in 1993. So it's just about a 90s thing.
Ted Danson.
Question 2: in Friends, what doesn't Joey share? Question 3: in Will and Grace, what was flamboyant character Jack's one-man show called? Question 4: Mayim Balik, star of 1990s show Blossom, is currently in what nerdy sitcom? Question number 5: in The Simpsons, what is Milhouse's middle name? And now let's hear a lovely song.
This song is When the President Talks to God by... I'll tell you when you get it back. What's his name? And that was The President Talks to God by Bright Eyes with its lead man Conor Oberst. Conor Oberst.
I think that was the silly little joke that we made last week, but Son of Burst. Sounds like an opal fruit.
Just in case you've all been missing Donnchadh Tiernan, we have another installation of Donnchadh Tiernan tweets. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein is funnier than a fat kid slipping on jam donuts. There's Donnchadh Tiernan.
So what are we looking at?
Well, rightly you ask. Now it's time for events. Events. Things that are going on in Limerick. On Thursday, of course, you can see the Filibusters in the Blind Pig at 9:30 p.m, but you should go at 9 because seats fill up very quickly. We've got a lovely poster around this week. You can see all our faces melting. Dawn Dali pictured the persistence of memory. They look lovely around the city, so look at those. On tonight, if you're not there already, get down to Dolan's after the show ends, of course, to see the Alabama 3.
Or bring your radio with you.
Or bring your
layer
radio
it
with
out.
you.
At the,
It's like 80s boombox, like.
In 5 days' time in Dolan's. When is 5 days' time? Is that Thursday?
Oh, that's 5 days' time.
Yeah, Friday.
5 days.
That's
Horse
Friday.
5 days.
Horse Lips. On Wednesday in Cobblestone Joe's, you can see Race the Flux playing the entire album, Songs for the Deaf.
Race the Flux.
Yeah.
I met them last week. When I did the gig in Galway, I met them because he's friends with a friend of mine.
Where'd he go?
And I don't know, but I slagged them about having the worst band name ever.
But they're playing the entire Queens of the Stone Age album,
Yeah.
Songs for the Deaf.
Just
on
on,
Wednesday.
Are they?
on the note
Yeah.
of the horse.
I'd actually go to that. If I had money, I'd go to that. Well,
It's free, I think.
it's free.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, Stephen, what?
Just on the note of the horse lips, they're playing at the Big Top.
Oh, not Dolan's, the Big Top.
Where's the Big Top?
Friday the 8th of August. Go to that.
The Big Top, I think, is down kind of across the road and down farther on the Dock Road.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Basically, where there's space for it.
Or
Yeah, they've just
from
put up a
Tuesday
tent
to
marquee.
Saturday in the Bordgosh Theatre in Dublin, go see Avenue Q. It's a really highly regarded, excellent Broadway musical done with, wait for it, Muppets.
Who was telling
What's
me
not
recently
to like
that
about? I was talking to you about it earlier.
Yeah.
qualified Muppeteer?
Qualified Muppeteer.
Somebody was telling me. Jake Burke was saying he knows a qualified Muppeteer.
I think that's that girl from the Blind Pig that we couldn't remember her name.
Anna.
No.
And,
Oh, we
Right.
couldn't remember her name. No, it's not Anna.
That's very good.
Anyway, yeah, go see Avenue Q in Dublin from Tuesday to Saturday. I really want to go to see it if I can get someone to go with me. It's going to be brilliant. Student tickets, €15. Students, come on with me. We'll go for the laugh. And that's events. What comes after events?
quiz.
Yes, quiz results. Okay, guys.
Go on. Oh, a left, a right. I'm ready for this. Go for it.
Number 1. Okay, because the two of you seem to be competitive this week, buzz and give your name to try and beat each other as well as beating the audience. Number 1.
Beep.
Which TV show starred? premature evacuation. I'm going to turn down your mic. I'm going to turn down both your mics until you beep.
Can we just like kind of answer them all?
Well, yeah. Which TV show starred Woody Harrelson, Ted Danson, and Kirstie Alley?
Beep, 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 beep.
Stephen.
Cheers.
You're welcome. In Friends, what doesn't Joey share?
Beep.
Dara?
Sandwiches?
No. Stephen?
Food.
Food, you're correct. Number 3, in Will and Grace, what was flamboyant character Jack's one-man show called?
Beep.
Stephen?
Haven't a clue.
Dara?
Beep. Don't have a clue either.
Just Jack. Question 4, May and Balik, star of 1990 show Blossom, is now in which current nerdy sitcom?
Beep.
I think
Stephen beat that, yeah.
It's the
Dara, we're going to have
the
to go
whole
to you.
universe is in a
is it? I'm not sure about this. This is a guess. Is it Community?
No, Stephen, you got it. What name the show?
Oh no!
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. There you go. And the last one.
Oh,
In
I
the
can't believe you have Big Bang Theory
Simpsons,
question.
Millhouse's middle name.
Haven't a clue.
Dara, down to you. You've beaten the audience already. Between the two, you've beaten them. So I'll give you a hint. It's a president or ruler of a country in the 1930s.
I know, Mussolini.
There you go.
Oh, that's his middle name.
That's his middle name. Milhouse Mussolini.
He was
Mussolini.
he was going to Italy. Remember in that episode?
No.
Yeah, he fell in love with a girl, or was her grandmother then
I
hunting him
imagine
with the
that
stick?
was
Yeah.
a reference to Cinema Paradiso. If he was going back to a small town in Italy after falling in love.
Was that it?
I don't know.
probably
I've
was,
never seen
sounds
Cinema.
like
Giuseppe Tornatore.
Yeah. Right, now we're on to our quiz results. We've done that. I like that.
I'm so annoyed I lost.
No, you didn't. As the cast of the radio show, you beat all the plebs who are listening. So plebs, if you feel bad about losing, text in on 08344 66655 and we won't read them out. Right, we will go on to I like that. People, if you've listened before, you know the story. If you haven't, I will give you a quick rundown. Stephen, as you've heard introducing the show, has a very particular set of likes and dislikes. Some things he will like that will splay from Dara.
Anime.
Oh, he won't like that. What will he like?
Oh, what he likes. Sorry, I wasn't listening. Her.
He like Her, the movie Her. Some things he will not like are
Anime.
So each week we endeavour to bring to the audience things that Stephen will like or he won't like in order that you can get a better understanding, if you care, what Stephen likes or doesn't like. So we play I like that. Stephen, if he likes it, will say
I like that.
and if he doesn't like it, he will say
I don't like that.
There we go. So let's kick it off. There's only two of us here today, so we'll take 3 each. So
Okay.
you kick it off there.
This is just because I was making food today. Cumin.
I don't know.
Okay.
You're going to have to get off the fence, Stephen.
I don't like paprika, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Ugh.
Twerking.
I don't like that. I don't care about that.
You're going to have to get off the fence.
I like that.
Okay.
Musicals.
I like that.
Ooh. Twitter.
I don't like that.
So I'm trying to get a good one now. Slow joggers.
I like that.
The Germans. No, I'm joking. Because we were talking about this earlier on in the week. Tinder.
I like that.
You like Tinder? Okay.
Swipe right.
Yeah, because Tinder is something I don't particularly like it, and we were talking with it, and I don't like it because it makes you feel very, very creepy. Because all you're doing is essentially commenting on the aesthetics of someone, and
Yeah.
I don't like that.
See, yeah, sorry, go on.
No, because it kind of all this kind of technology is supposed to enlighten us, or in theory it is anyway. But this one just goes right. There's a woman, or her tits nice, and you
And
go
are they?
and swipe left. But it should be. It's a dating thing. Theoretically, it should be about so much more than that. But it's just going. Do you want to have sex with her? Yes. And then and then you're also putting yourself forward to go validify my aesthetics by swiping right and going. I want you know. It's like, come on, guys.
I've never been on it, so I kind of my liking that was based upon the idea that okay, somebody might think this is great and it might help them in finding a relationship.
No, I did. I joined it for research purposes for 10 minutes, like a week ago, because just when the sugar daddy thing came out, or Plenty of Fish, I joined it just to go, who's on it? Do I know anyone?
Yeah.
And I joined Tinder, and I sat on it for 10 minutes and went, no, I need to get rid of this right now because this is making me feel horrible. I don't like that feeling of being judged voyeuristically and to be judging someone in the same way. So like, no, I gotta get rid of that.
What's amusing is that sugar daddy website.
Yeah.
It said something like, I don't know how, was it 1,000 people from US?
It was a surprising amount.
And then, but what that really was, what that figure was maybe 2 people in UL and 998 trying to find out who those 2
Okay, so what we have scheduled right now is our pondering. But I'm going to leave this open and continue this to go, what are our opinions on the aesthetic, the nature of dating sites?
See, I think... See, with Tinder, it was originally meant to be like a dating site, but I think a lot of people kind of know what it's sort of for. It's basically find someone in your area, and I mean, it's kind of, I kind of understand it on the level that sometimes you don't want to go through the whole like dating thing, like, you know, you're tired, you go home, like, you know, and you're like, look, I just want to have sex tonight. Then you get out the thing. I was
waiting for you to spit that out. We're like, come on, say it, the right, say it, the right.
The right, yeah. So it's like, so you get to Tinder out and like swipe left, swipe right, and you keep going until you get a match. Then you go down, booty call, get back, you're satisfied, you can go on about your day, whatever, like, you know. Personally, I don't particularly like it just because I don't like the idea of kind of... See, I've no problem like going out and drinking, getting drunk, like, you know, having one night stand, you know, fine.
Really?
Like, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
You've no problem with that?
I don't have a problem at all, in fact, like, you know. Being a full-blooded virile man, I have no problem with that. But, like, I kind of don't like the directness of it. I know it's kind of against what I just said.
I will disagree with you with that on Tinder at least, because it plays very coy. It tries to come up with this thing that it's not about sex. I go, okay, we all...
Do you mean like you don't like the way that they're not representing themselves properly?
Nobody represents themselves properly, so you need to divorce that anyway.
Especially not Adam on Twitter.
No, you need to divorce yourself from the representation.
Yeah.
But they play coy going, oh, this is not about sex, but, you know, add me and we'll have chats. But they're given, like, their Snapchat things. I'm like, just come on, stop it. It's so impersonal. And that's one of the biggest rules I have about it, is that is that a word, ruse?
Ruse is a word, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't in that context. Though.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right.
It seemed like a wrong context. Ruse as in...
a ruse would
a
be,
trap as opposed to something I rue. One of the biggest things I rue about it is that it's just so impersonal. You're just looking at someone's picture, and therefore from that you're supposed to...
What if they look really nice in the picture, Adam?
Well, I was trying to figure out all different kind of ways to figure out the Tinder machine and what kind of person will project themselves in a certain way through it, and I just couldn't. And you can a little bit, but I'm not going to bore you with that. It's just basically going, here's my boobs, validify them.
But like,
and did you validify them?
I tended not to. The ones I clicked no to most were the ones who were very, very much peacocking, as they'll call it, aesthetically putting yourselves very very showy-offy. And the ones who were peacocking, I went, no, don't. That's wrong, because, you know, if actually
spoiling it on the rest.
No, because here's a good way to put it. Right, on Tinder, you peacock and you expect someone to click like, and it's only made okay because you can click I don't like, and you will only receive a match from someone who you find also aesthetically pleasing. But if you create the same sort of peacocking maneuver in a nightclub, and all these same men who may be on Tinder come up and, you know, in person try to right swipe, you're going to go away, you creep. This is awful. And that's the bad thing about Tinder. It has no mutual thing also. You peacock for the sake of peacocking, and then in a nightclub they come up, you know, try and touch you, and they're encouraging them the things that women complain about in nightclubs. It's
fun fact: the peacock, the with the all the colours and all the rest of it is
the main one. Yeah.
Fun fact.
The filibusters are so clever.
Yeah.
Okay, will we...
Yeah, that brings us up to our time. We managed to...
Will we
to
ride
fluff
out
through
with
it.
the finale of Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture?
Since we were talking about Tchaikovsky earlier on. Great running music.
Stephen, would you like to talk us out?
Ladies and gentlemen, what an evening we've had here. With me, Stephen Ryan, with my co-host, Adam Leahy, and with Gerald Fitzdara, who is wearing an amusing orange t-shirt that she got for free
In a pregnancy
when he was
clinic,
working
because it says for 7 weeks.
first 7 weeks in UL. He's having a washing day, which is why he's wearing that ridiculous orange t-shirt. I hope you all enjoy your bank holiday weekend. From us, blow it out your hole.